The third ring of the system support map identifies exactly what is needed to meet each responsibility that we filled in on the previous screen. So common needs include time, reimbursement, buy-in from your organization, and information. But please be creative here. The more comprehensive this list, the better. Be sure to consider personal needs like patience, empathy, and creativity. You can be very specific, such as I need access to a state car to conduct site visits, or more general, such as I need guidance. You'll be asked about each responsibility in turn, starting with the first one that you entered. So here you can see responsibility 1 of 4, set up meetings. So in the previous screen, I said set up meetings as my first responsibility. And you'll see in the directions here, it says that you can choose from a drop-down list. We actually don't have a drop-down list for this particular Title V system support map wizard, so we're just going to have to write in all of our needs. And as you add needs by clicking this button, they'll be entered into your map below, just like we saw with the responsibilities. And again, at first the positioning might look kind of odd, but keep going and the positions of the shapes and the arrows will improve as you add more needs. And if you want, you can move things around when your map is completely filled in. And one important tip here is to think of the needs as ingredients for a recipe for how you would get each responsibility done. So to add my first need, I'm thinking specifically about this responsibility of setting up meetings. In order to set up meetings, I need access to calendars, my colleagues' calendars. Add. I also need a meeting location. Add. And you'll see that those needs are now actually connected to setting up meetings. So if I were to click on this need and move it around, I see that the arrow is originating from that particular responsibility right here. And here it's kind of hard to see because the arrow is overlapping, but if I move it over here, you see that this arrow is originating from the responsibility number 1 right here. And once I'm done with this responsibility, once I'm done writing all the needs I have for this responsibility, I say next, and now the next screen doesn't really change much other than now I'm writing in my needs for responsibility number 2, which I said was engaging partners. So it's highlighted down here. So in order to fulfill this responsibility, I need access to a list of, oops, there's spell check, so access to a list of existing partners. I'm going to add that. And you can see here, all of a sudden the needs moved all over the place and they can look a little funky. So we're just going to keep adding our needs to the map and at the end reposition the shapes so that they look better. So I need access to a list of existing partners. I need to research new potential partners. I'm going to add that. And let's see, I need an outreach approach. So I want to know what the goals and expectations of partnerships are. And that's something I need to know so that I can develop these partnerships well. I'll add that. And then the last one is I need communication skills. So I'll add that. And so I'm just going to fill in the needs for those 2 responsibilities. You can see they look a little funny, so what I'm going to do here is move them around a little bit so it's a little easier just to see the map. I'm going to move all these needs closer to those responsibilities that they correspond to. So these are my needs related to this responsibility, and these are my needs related to this responsibility. And you can fill in the needs for the other responsibilities as well. I'm just going to skip it, and oh, it wants me to proceed. Make sure that I didn't just skip it unintentionally, but I'm actually going forward. Okay, so here's our map so far. So now we'd like you to gather our thoughts about the resources that you've tried in the in the recent past to support the completion of your responsibilities. You'll be prompted to enter those in the next screen, and it will help if you have a list of resources already available. So we can see our map, we can zoom in as usual, zoom out, and still move things around if you'd like.